Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And as the title of the video says, in this video I'm going to be teaching you and giving you a step-by-step tutorial on how to get your makeup to look bomb. So first of all, I like to start with my skin prep. I use this SBC toner just because it's very mild on my skin. It literally calms my skin and it helps to like brighten my skin just a little bit. And after that, I use my snake oil because I extracted my face today, which is why some parts of my face are inflamed. I can reduce the inflammation and just like act as a barrier between the makeup products and my skin. And then after that, I'll go in with this LA Girl Face Finity All Day Primer. It is silicone based primer, and so you can put it all over your face. It is really good, especially if you're going to be wearing your makeup for like a very long time. You should definitely use a primer. Now I'm just going to fan dry that for a while because there's no air conditioner and everywhere is hot. So after that, I would use my makeup setting spray to just like add extra moisture to my face, and then I will also dry it just a little bit. Having a really good skin prep before actually starting your makeup is very important because it's either going to make your base flawless or cakey. So you want to do much with hydrating and moisturizing. Now I'm just going to spot correct my face. I have a lot of spots as a result of the extraction, so I'm using my blush to just pretty much put it almost all over my face. This is going to help give my makeup full coverage, but please just use it for only the places where you actually have black spots. I'm using my Jacqueline True Skin Full Coverage Concealer. This concealer is bomb because it is actually full coverage. So I'm just going to be going in batches. The goal is to get my whole face covered, but I'll go section by section. I know you're probably wondering why not use a foundation instead of a concealer. I don't currently have a foundation because I feel like foundations, they either make my face too oily or they just make my face too dry. The matte foundations make my face too dry, and the dewy foundations make my face too dewy. So I just prefer to work with my concealers and they work for me. So whatever you're doing, makeup or skincare, just make sure you stick to whatever works for you. What I'm currently doing right now is called blending. I'm using my beauty blender, which is a soft foam-like sponge that is damp, not wet, not dry, just moist, to spread out the concealer which I have put under my eye. As you can see, I am tapping, I am not dragging, because when you start to drag, your makeup begins to shift and you do not get that full coverage anymore. So you just want to tap. You can either use a beauty blend or a brush. I prefer to use both, depends on what I'm trying to achieve. I'll just continue blending and applying concealers to the parts where I haven't applied before, just to get the full coverage and remove that pinkish look from my face. I would then apply like a general concealer to like every part of the face so that I can get that full coverage. And then I would spray my face. Spraying the face makes it easy to move. If you leave your makeup or your concealer for too long, or even your foundation, it becomes dry, so you may want to like spray it with your setting spray just to add moisture and just to make it a little bit easier. I'm just going to blend that, and now you can see that it is looking like I applied foundation on my skin, which is my goal. And I'm going to use this brush. This is called a foundation brush. It is flat and it is joined together, like it is not a fluffy brush like powder brushes. So this brush would help to further smoothing out everything that I have tried to blend. Now that we have successfully created a smooth makeup base, we're now going into the makeup in proper. And the first step after your foundation ideally is to use your blush. Some people use concealers first, but I already concealed my face. So yeah, we're just going to go in with the blush. This will give your face warmth before you go in with the main concealer, which will then help to smoothen out any excesses of the blush. And because I have a round face, I would push the blush close to my eye, but if you have like a smaller face, you may want to bring your blush downwards a bit. Now the good thing about putting your blush before your concealer as a beginner is that even when the blush appears to be too much, which is not the case in this video because this blush is just the exact amount that I need, you would be able to clean it out with your concealer. We are going to use my highlighting concealer. This is a very light shade of concealer to just highlight my under eyes and my nose area. I'm also going to be highlighting my chin, and I'll just blend this out using a blending brush. You can also use your beauty blend, but I prefer to use the small brush to work in small areas. And I'll also highlight like under the place that I previously put my blush. The one thing to look out for when blending is to make sure that there are no fine lines, and by fine lines I mean that the transition between, for example, the concealer to the blush should be smooth. It should just like blend in smoothly. Now we're going to contour using a darker shade. This is at least 3 shades darker than my skin tone for a very defined contour. This will help to give that shadow effect and to just give your face more definition. There are different types of contour for different shapes of face, and I'm doing the one that is for my face shape, which is a round face. I'll blend using this slanted brush. This will just help to go from top to bottom more smoothly than a brush that is equal. This brush is for contour, for your bronzer, and for your nose. We're done with all the liquids. Now we're going into powder. Make sure to use a powder that is at least 1 shade lighter for under your eyes, just to make sure that it is highlighted. And for the corners of your eyes, make sure to use your exact powder shade. This will help to create like a sweet balance between the highlights and the whole makeup. Also make sure to highlight the nose and every other area that you have highlighted. Highlight the tip of the nose using the lightest powder on the palette, just the tip of the nose and the line that you highlighted on the nose, just to give it that snatched pointed nose look. Then contour using a powder contour, which is a darker shade of powder, at least 2 shades darker or a shade darker, depending on how dark you want your contour to be. Now we're going into setting the face. This is the part of makeup that everybody calls baking. There are 2 types of setting powder. There is the white setting powder and the yellowish setting powder, like mine. The white setting powder are for people that have like white undertone, and this is for people that have yellow undertone. I know your undertone with the color of your vein. The color of my vein is green, which means that my undertone is warm. But if you have a blue vein, please make sure to use the one for white undertone. It helps to set it, to make it not move and just stay how you put it. For my brows, I don't do too much because I already shaping my brows. What I do is I use Eco Styling Gel to just like tame my brows, and then I just start filling in the empty spaces just to create that perfect brow. Now we're going to conceal the brow because we're doing an actual full glam. But if it was a no makeup look, I do not conceal. I will probably drop the routine of that in another video. We're going to use a light shade of concealer, the one we used to highlight under the eyes, for inside the arc of the brows, just to make sure that it is highlighted. And we will use our foundation shade, our actual foundation shade or concealer, to just like blend out the outer part of the brows. And then we'll also use our actual shade of concealer or foundation to just like smoothen out the top of the brows, just to make sure that it is perfect. Do not clean too much, just to give it a sharp look. That is why you conceal, and to clean any little mistakes that you may have made. And after that, we're going to blend using a powder brush, just to make sure that it's not looking like there are no fine lines and everything, just to make the transitions between the concealer and the other makeup products that you have put in to be smooth. Now you just use your contour brush to just like brush out your nose. We're going over to the eyeshadows, so you have to create a smooth base so that your eyeshadows can lay very well. Using your concealer, your actual shade of concealer, you would blend that into your eyelids, and then you start applying depending on the look you want. I want a simple, soft but chic glam, so I'll be using this kind of bright gold and red and a darker red and brown mix. So we're just going to layer them. After putting the bright red, I'm going to go in with the ox blood red. Then I'll go in with my darkest shade of powder, just to give it a very good contour and to blend it very well. And lastly, I would use my light whitish eyeshadow to like highlight the places that I want to be highlighted. Take your liquid eyeliner and just be very careful while you're lining because it can get a bit messy. So you want to line both the front and the back of your eyes just to give it that cat eye effect. We're going to the lip now. I'm using this nude lipstick that is almost like my lip shade to just like create a smooth base for me to start off, and then I'll use my black lip liner to overline my lips just a bit, just to give it that smooth lip look. I wouldn't go in with the same nude lip gloss that I used as the base to just like reduce the warmth of the lip gloss because I don't want it to be too dark. And then after, I'll go in with a lighter nude. You then go over to use the fluffy powder brush to just use your powder palette to brush out the places that you have set. You're going to brush that out really smoothly and to avoid fine lines once again. And we're almost done. You just set your face to make sure that it settles into your skin. Then you go over to use your mascara. I'm currently on lashes, but I just used the mascara to clean it out because it was a bit stained from all the eyeshadows and stuff. Now we'll use our bronzer to highlight the cheekbones just to give it that glow. And to blend it out, we'll use the lightest powder in the palette and our fluffy brush. And we're in the last step, which is the lip gloss. I like putting my gloss last so that it stays glossy and shiny at the end of my routine and it doesn't stain any other theme when I am doing it. That is my makeup routine. If this video was helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up and let me know how I can be of help to you again, and I'll be glad to be at your service. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a lovely day. Bye.